I hope you're well. I'll be here in a minute. I'm just replying to somebody. Oh well, sorry I'm late, everybody. It was a bit of a wild night last night. I've not been out for a little while, so I went out with a client this last night and had a few drinks and stuff, which was fun and interesting. And let's just get the chat working so everybody can. Yeah, so I went out with a client last night and inadvertently tried to book a restaurant and realized that in Plymouth it's the British Fireworks Championships where all the fireworks companies come and compete, and so there's thousands of people converging on the city center of Plymouth to watch this firework display. So we end up in this restaurant. It was quite nice, actually. I was surprised. Sometimes you look at restaurants and you go, but we went in, the food was good. So we did that last night. I've got a point for today's live, by the way. I'm just giving you the backstory in case I'm a little bit sluggish. So we went out for dinner. The fireworks went off and, a few drinks and all that kind of stuff. And then I had a bit of good fortune, actually. This never happens to me, right? Never happens to me. I'm the person who loses money, drops money. But it must have been about midnight. We're walking down this cobbled street. And in this cobbled street, there on the floor was 30 quid. Yeah. That made my night. That absolutely made my night. So I'm a bit rough this morning, but I have a bounce in my step because I had a good find. So good morning, everybody. Hope you're all here. Do say hello on the chat. What was I going to talk about this morning? Well, I was going to talk about something that actually I've been experimenting on TikTok, and I thought I'd share some of the things that I've found. Mike is a little bit more civilized. So if you're not aware, obviously TikTok is very much short form video. It's tough, and I find it quite tough, but I'm having a go. I talked about it yesterday. Some of my old TikToks are a bit embarrassing, but here's what I found, and some of you may be surprised by this. But actually what I found on the TikTok platform is it's an unusual platform. It's quirky. It's a little bit more like Instagram and Twitter in the way you build an audience. But actually, getting an audience is actually reasonably easy if you've got a little bit of budget. And what I've been doing is, and people have been complaining about TikTok's algorithm changing, is that there is this element of momentum you have to get on TikTok to get something going. So what I thought I'd do is I thought, sod it. What I'll do is there's a promote feature. I'll promote some of my TikToks and see what happens. And the ads platform of TikTok, the promote feature is relatively basic, relatively simple. And what I've been doing is I've been making videos, just basically turning my camera that I'm on today, turning it the other way around, recording, and then just cutting it up. And I've actually been using Canva to do it. The reason why I've been using Canva, we got all this video editing software, we got media team here and everything, is I like to do things that other people can do if they don't have a media team. So I made these videos. They're not brilliant. Our video team had a giggle at some of them. But I'm doing it myself because I want to show other people, if I can do it myself and I can figure it out myself, you can figure it out yourself. So anyway, I've been making a couple of these videos and I looked at the promote feature, and TikTok is a bit erratic where you can have one post that like blows up and then another post that like doesn't. It's really strange. There doesn't seem to be a pattern or an easy pattern. So I've been having a go. Anyway, I spotted the promote feature, so I thought, sod it, I'm going to have a go. So basically, I put 6 quid for 2 days on a video. And I don't know how much the organic reach of the video was, but I got 7,000 views on the TikTok. So I was like, great. My average is somewhere about 1,000, something like that. 7,000 views on this video. So I was quite cool. And 130 new followers. So I was like, ooh. So I thought about it and went, oh, hang on a minute. If you start to, and this might be a really simple thing, and I don't know how long this could work for, but it's worth having a go if you're thinking about it on TikTok, is get a load of videos. And the great thing about it, on the TikTok promote feature, you've got get views, which I think is a bad option, and followers. So I'm thinking, hang on a minute, if I start talking about what I like talking about, business growth, social media, building a crowd, converting to clients, growing businesses on a digital space, I thought, well, hang on, if I put £6 behind them, even if it's just for, I know it's for a bit of money, but if, let's say I spent £300 over a month and did that, but I just did me, Dean. So I don't do any swanky stuff. It's just raw Dean, chopped up, Dean chopped up. So it's the shittest version, shall we say. I shouldn't swear really, should I? If I did that, well, guess what? If people start to follow that, they're following, well, yes, I put it in front of them, but they're following it because of the substance. So if I make the Hollywood version that's like, then they might be following it because all the glitz has helped it. So I thought, well, if I do it myself, do it on Canva, and if I put £6 behind it and it gets me followers, those followers have decided to follow because of me. Yeah, hopefully you're with me here. And I'm not, yes, it is a more civilized time, Mike, but it's only because of poor decision making the night before. So if they follow it because of me, that's an absolute no-brainer. And it's relatively cheap right now. So I'm thinking, if I just put what I think out and I'm getting followers, I'm going to build an audience who've chosen to follow me, even though I'm not cheating, but I'm paying £6 to get ahead. So I thought, do you know what? I might do this. And I think what I'm going to do from Monday, I'm going to do this £6 strategy. So I'm going to put £6 on every TikTok, do a TikTok every day. And I'm sure some of them will bomb. But I'm going to see how much following I can drive by just spending £6 a day. Now, I know that's a lot of money for a lot of people. Just watching dolphins go off too much. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Cider for me, Ashley. So I thought, well, £6 a day. I put £6 on a TikTok, see what happens, do another one, see what happens. If I'm gaining followers, they're choosing, because I've not overproduced it, I've not done the Hollywood thing. If they like it, they're choosing to follow. I'm not forcing them to follow. So I'm thinking, I'm wondering if I can build an audience quickly with this promote feature on TikTok. So that's what I'm going to try from Monday. Put a TikTok out, promote it. Put a TikTok out, promote it. Put a TikTok out, promote it. But only £6. So that's, 180 quid. It's let me math right. It's 200 quid over a month. Now, would you want to do that every month? Possibly not. But what I'm going to experiment with is what happens when you stop after a month. Have you built up enough momentum and following to sustain it? And I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer, but that's what I'm going to try. So what I'm going to do is, that means I'm going to put roughly, let's say 20 TikToks out. I try and do one every day, but it's too tricky on a weekend. But if I try and put one out every day, that basically means I'm going to spend less than that, maybe 120 quid, but somewhere between 120 and 180 quid. If I can build a following, and let's say I can get, I don't know, 24, I got 75 on the TikTok yesterday. So let's say I can get 75 new followers. So if I can get 20, let's say I do 20 days, I'm going to get 500 new followers who've chosen to follow me because of that piece of content, which is me talking. I wonder if that would catch on and keep going? In other words, would I get to a critical level of momentum? David, I'm feeling very rough this morning. I'm sorry. Oh, it's been a while since I went out. I was actually out with David last night, so I'm feeling a little worse for wear. One, because I got home about 1 a.m, I think, or 12:30. I can't remember. And two, because I came into work, and I was here at my desk for just about 6:15. So that was a bit rough. And the reason I didn't go live this morning is the sun was so bright and I couldn't, like, at the moment, what I've done is I've lifted my monitors up so they're blocking out the sun, but this morning they wouldn't go high enough. So I had to wait till the sun had disappeared because my eyes were killing. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the TikTok every day. I'm sure some of them will be crap. But that's I can't tell people just post and figure it out and learn and improve and then not do it myself. So I'm going to do this on TikTok, put the £6 behind it and see what happens. It might bomb, it might not, I don't know. But what I'm curious to see is at what point, what level of followers who've chosen to follow you because of your content, not because of the sizzle around the content or the production quality. What point, how many followers do you need before it gets that critical mass that kind of propels itself? And I honestly don't know the answer. I'm going to have a try. I'm not a natural. You may disagree with me. Somebody said to me last week, Dean, how come you come across so natural on video? And I'm like, do I? I don't think I do. But I think it's live. Whereas when you're recording your own, when you're recording videos, like just you and yourself, on your own, you mess up easier, I think, and you worry about it more. So I find it a lot harder to do recorded videos. So that's going to be a challenge for me, and finding the time to do these and chop these. The one I did today, it took me about 45 minutes to put it together, but that's because I'm still getting used to it. I think I can probably get it down. I can remember when it used to take me 45 minutes to do a LinkedIn post like 5 years ago. So I'm pretty sure if I go at this for a month, by the time I get to the end of the month, I'm going to be much faster at doing it. And hopefully the videos will be better. Hopefully I can get a point across with less waffle, and I can, deliver messages easier through that medium. I also find the portrait, aspect ratio pretty strange. So getting my head in the right place is really tricky. So that's what I'm going to do. But have any of you tried the TikTok promote feature? Anybody tried it? So I'm gonna have a play with it, see what happens. And if you want to kind of stalk me as I'm doing it, you can come find me on TikTok. I'm not saying that what I'm putting out is any good, but we'll see. That's what the market tells me what's good. And if the market tells me it's not good, then I learn from it and adapt. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. But this little promote feature is pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be playing with the promote feature, see what happens. If it works, brilliant. If it doesn't work, well, we'll try something else. But TikTok's a thing, so I have to nail it. So anyway, it's the last day of the week. So this is the day where you de-stress, all that stuff. So yes, I'm massively going to kind of go all in on TikTok and see what I can do with it. Is it a platform that's going to help me? Well, I don't know. There's a big, it's a big audience. It's got more traffic than Google now or YouTube now. So it's a mammoth platform. I don't know what the long-term future of TikTok is because of its ownership. And I don't know whether you noticed in the news recently that it looks like TikTok has declared some of its workings of its algorithm to the Chinese government. That was in the news recently. So I don't know. I don't know what the future of TikTok is. Not in the sense of users, because I think it's got real legs for longevity as well. I think the problem for TikTok will be its Chinese ownership, and I don't know. I don't know how they reconcile that, particularly the way the world is at the moment. The tensions between, Russia, China, the US, UK, all of that stuff. That's going to play out in the TikTok world. But I'm going to try and use it. I'm going to try and leverage it and see what happens. Yeah, Mike, whatever you do, if you go to my TikTok, don't scroll down too far. There's some at the bottom that are really embarrassing. Really embarrassing. My dog, she died now, is one of the first TikToks I did. Maybe 2 years ago or something like that. But then there's one of me attempting to dance, and I've left it up there because at some point somebody's going to say, Dean, I can't do this. And I'll show them, look, neither could I. Look at this. So I've left it up there just so that I can scroll down to it and show people, look, I was an idiot on TikTok as well. But hopefully in a month's time, I'll be better at it. I'll be quicker at it, and I'll be feeding back to you some of the things. I've not got to the point where I'm happy. TikTok videos downloaded and put on LinkedIn seem to do very, very well. I don't know what it is, why that is the case, but TikTok videos, the videos with the TikTok logo and everything on it, when you download them, seem to do really well on LinkedIn. But I've not got to the point where I'm happy 100% with the videos I'm producing, but I'm putting them out anyway. So is Elon Musk going to buy TikTok? I think he needs to recover from whatever happens with this lawsuit on Twitter. It might be all out of cash. So I'm not comfortable yet to take my TikToks and post them on LinkedIn, but that is a thing that actually works really well. And I think it's just a combination of things. It's short form video, number one. It's the fact that it's portrait, so the video is naturally bigger. It's the thought process that people watch TikToks. That's a thing. Even with the older generations, they watch TikToks. So when you see a TikTok, it's like almost like subliminal programming. Morning, Mike. Yeah, there's Mike. That thing on the comments, by the way, you were talking about yesterday, Mike. I wasn't. What was it? I can't remember what it was now. Yeah, well, I wasn't disagreeing with you, Mike. Actually, I was just putting your world slightly different to my world. In that, I can't even remember what it was. Can't even remember what it was. But yesterday was a long time ago. I think sometimes when you comment, and I found this, I don't know whether you found it, when you get a comment on some of your LinkedIn posts or your posts, it's really tricky to understand the tone of some people. Like some people will comment and you're not sure, are they critiquing you or are they critical or are they not? And there's only a few that you get and you can't work out whether it's positive or negative. I don't know whether you've ever had comments like that. So now when somebody puts like a comment on there that I don't really kind of understand whether they're negative or positive, I just ask them a question. On that note, by the way, anybody who comments, I know it's a big job and it's a bit of a mammoth one. If you can get back to replying to all the comments, it does help you. I struggle with it a lot at the moment. Yeah, Mike, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, sometimes people comment and you can't work out, is this positive? Is this negative? And the danger is you get why, you get into grumpy and you respond. And it was actually somebody who just didn't maybe phrase it, or you didn't read it the way that they meant it. Yeah. So the other thing I've found as well is, with comments is sometimes I read some people's comments and they don't make any sense. I don't know what they mean. I find it really difficult if somebody compliments you in a comment, how to reply to it. I really struggle with that. Other than saying thanks, I appreciate it. I don't know what to say. Because I grew up not a million miles away from Mike Howarth, actually. Well, I think not a million miles away from it, Mike Howarth. So I grew up in a small town just between Liverpool and Manchester. Paul will help you with that. You'd love comments on your posts. We'll help you with that. One of the things that's challenges, you have to write for comments. You have to write your post in a way to get the comments. I grew up in a small town that's kind of halfway between Liverpool and Manchester in a little town called Newton-le-Willows. So hardly, yeah. So some of the, so the town I grew up in, it's not known for a lot of stuff. Really, they talk about, in the town, it was, the rocket was built there, but actually it was tested in Rain Hill. So they don't have the claim to the first railway journey. They just built the first train, and the first bridge was built there. So there's things like that. But my family are proper northern. My dad was a coal miner. So that kind of, yeah, Mike, I'm always up there. So when I come up, we'll meet in real life. What was I saying? So one of the things I find really tricky is because I've come from quite a northern upbringing, and my dad's of a generation where it was not a very emotional generation, actually, and his family, and we come from a very generation where there wasn't talk about feelings and all that kind of stuff. I've just put it on the map. Oh, God help us. I tell you what, the biggest claim to fame for Newton-le-Willows is Warren from X Factor, the guy who was really obnoxious. He came from my hometown. I don't know whether you remember him, but he came from my hometown. So anyway, I come from like a very, very kind of working class, don't talk about your feelings kind of world. So I find it really difficult to deal with compliments. I know that sounds really strange, but I don't know how to respond to them and feel uncomfortable when I get them, because when I go home, most of my family, we communicate in insults. So we literally communicate in insults. So it's funny, but that's what we kind of do. So it's really strange sometimes. I find it. I'm not saying that this has actually been programmed into me. It's just something that's happened. But we kind of communicate in insults or jokes or silly stuff, but not really kind of real feelings or anything like that, or emotion. It's really strange. So when somebody comments me in a message or gives me feedback, I find it really difficult how to respond to it. It's just a strange thing for me. And I don't know where it comes from. I just find it really tricky. But, that's just the weirdness of me, I think. So I'm going to shut up in a minute because I've got to run. It's 8:10. Absolutely, number one, I'm going to try TikTok. I'll let you know how it goes. Come find me on TikTok if you want to laugh. But you might pick up some things and see me tweak some things, and it might give you some ideas. The comments thing, I am going to talk a little bit more about comments because they are tricky to write. And actually, if you look at a lot of posts, it's actually tricky to comment too. So I might talk about that a little bit next week. But yeah, I think I'm just going to have a very gentle day today, hopefully. But like ever, thank you so much for joining me. I hope I've not just bored you to death or rambled. Well, I have rambled on a little bit, but that's life, isn't it? But I really appreciate the people who join. I'd love to know what you're thinking about TikTok, whether you think it's worthwhile, whether it's not. Tell me in the comments, tell me in direct message. I got a lot of direct messages the last 2 days. I did something really silly. I went on a webinar live. I think we had 600 people registered. And I said, drop me a DM or tag me in your comments and I'll come and have a look at your post to give you feedback. Oh my God, was that a mistake? I've got loads of messages, loads of comments and tags. And the problem is the feed, it's really hard to find the tags after a while. So I was only expecting half a dozen, but I got shit tons. And now I'm going through trying to find the ones that I've missed and keep up with the DMs. It was a terrible mistake, but we all make them. Right, guys, listen, have an awesome weekend. Get some time out, get some rest for yourself. But also, one of the things I find at the weekend when I don't do anything, I come up with some really good ideas because my brain's not trying to think about stuff. So enjoy the weekend. See you Monday. Might see you on TikTok. You can have a good giggle at my expense. And yeah, have a great weekend.